Hey everyone, today I am here to react to episode 4 of Rivals. I wasn't planning on having such a big break in between reaction episodes, so I apologize for that. However, the last episode was such a good one to end off on that I didn't want the magical feelings to end. It was definitely like the Taggy and Rupert episode so far where you can really see the feelings, especially on his part, develop for her. So I really like that episode. It's definitely my favorite so far, even though it's only been 3 episodes. And I'm excited but also nervous to see where it goes from here because since the show's been out more and more, I'm doing my best to avoid spoilers, but I am catching things on like Twitter and stuff like that. And obviously they do not get together after episode 3, so there's definitely some stuff that's going to pop up. But I'm excited to check it out and see what we have in store. So yeah, let's get started. Of course, that's where they go. They just look so good together. Ugh. Uh-oh. He's so weird about this. Like, I get it, but oh my gosh. Take 3 steps back, my friend. Okay, let's calm down. Not him looking at Taggy as he says that. Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah. Taggy might not be able to see it, but Declan can see. He's got the hots for her. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, he's not. He's not. That's wild. I mean, you can't turn him down now or else he looks like a wimp. I really, part of me is like, I don't want to get on Declan's bad side. He's like a dog with a bone. I feel like he doesn't let anything go. But on the other hand, there is still something that we don't know about that Tony found out, like blackmail wise. I don't know if it's maybe just the affairs, but I feel like that's not a secret at all anymore since Caitlyn tells anyone with an ear that will listen that like the mom cheated and the dad like got super mad. Uninvited, he showed up. Oh my gosh. You know he did that. Well, I think one, he did that to mess with Tony, but you know too, it was because Taggy's there and Taggy was like, am I gonna see you? Like, it is all for Taggy. So cute. See, I feel like he is being so forward in like like showing that he likes her that something has to happen to put a stop to it, right? Because I feel like she even at the end of the last episode was like, yeah, I might have met someone. So I feel like she is kind of picking up on the fact that he likes her. But I guess maybe it's because he flirts with everyone that you kind of convince yourself like, oh, I'm not any different. Like he just does this with anyone. But he is seeking her out. Like at events that he's not invited to or like at her house. Like he doesn't do that with anyone else. I mean, it's kind of true. What? What? He fired him? Or demoted him? Are you serious? I feel like, yeah, people are gonna start figuring out that they're sleeping together. They're not super subtle about it. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Oh, at least like he seems nice, like Taggy, and like cares about him. I really don't want Charles to die. Like if Charles dies by the end of this, I'm gonna be so upset. I have such a fondness for him, but I feel like this is a cautionary tale because Declan right now is full on Team Tony. Like he hasn't seen him do anything wrong. He's full on like this guy rules, and I feel like everyone else is like watch your back. Cameron too. Oh my gosh, he's helping her pack up. That's so domestic. And I just love that, like, a big part of what we've seen of Taggy is just being so underappreciated and, like, everyone just takes her for granted, especially in her family. And I love that the times we've seen Rupert with her, he's really, like, helping her, even if it's just something like loading the plates up and stuff like that, or, like, taking care of the sofa and making sure she gets sleep. Like, I just love that, like, they're showing the ways that he cares because you know it's going to be like I feel like there's going to be some big explosion when they get together and it's like he's just using you or whatever. And I just love that like she could come back of being like he's the only one that takes care of me and like helps me out with the dishes and like actually checks in on me and wants me to like enjoy everything. Heck yeah. Yeah. She knows her dad better than anyone. cute. Look at him nod. He's like, yeah, it was good. The look, the look. He's so proud. I'm so proud. Look at her. A tinkle. I've never heard that saying. They're so cute. I just like that they make each other better, you know? Oh, gosh. He is definitely down bad. And I feel like the flirting, whatever, maybe you can convince yourself he does that with everyone, but like, who does he just like hang around and just talk with? Who does he like help pick up after a party? Who does he like give advice to be like, hey, like, stand up for your beliefs? Like, I just love that whole scene of like, she told him last episode that he can still change. And now he's there for her being like, stand up for what you believe in. Like, don't just let yourself fade into the background, even though that's what your family wants from you. They're so mean. And this is why I can never get on Tony's side, because it's like he's literally just perpetuating the thing that he feels kept him out. Like, he's not doing anything to change it. He's just being just as mean. Yes! This is what I wanted. Yes! You need to know. He's such an a-hole. I'm so because I like Freddie. I think Freddie's cool. And I'm so glad that they saw this. I can't believe Lizzie's laughing at this, though, too. I thought she would be better. Like, is she a lot? Yes. But it's like, you can't really fully blame her for, like, this is the place she's been put in, right? It's like, we as a society place so much emphasis on, like, class and status and wealth. And then it's like, when you get someone who's trying to get to that, you can't look too desperate about it, right? Or else it's tacky and it's just not fair. Oh, I don't think he wants to hear that. I feel like she knows that like he doesn't like him, but it's like there's like this personal emotional vendetta to it that shouldn't be there. So she's like, he's gonna destroy you, you know? Oh no. She's standing up though, I'm glad. Yeah. No. Yeah. Like at a certain point, it just is too far. And I feel like he's also letting Tony's feelings cloud his judgment. Because it's like if you maybe don't like someone, right? But your friend hates them, and you're like, yeah, they're kind of annoying, or they did one thing, then your friend can be like, see, I told you, and like start to like make you more angry than you really are. And I feel like that's what's happening. It's like Declan had this thing that was like, oh, this guy sucks. And then Tony's like, yeah, this is just like him. He's overprivileged. He thinks he can do anything, blah, blah, blah. And Declan's like, yeah, you're right, like egging him on, when really it's like not the case. Like if you just talk to Taggy, who's actually the one that was wronged in the situation, like, and she's like, hey, I accepted his apology and I've moved on. Like, I don't think you're fair to be like, no, I'm gonna destroy him still, you know? Sir, sir, that's exactly what you're doing right now. And even the thing, I know he wasn't fully involved in it, but Cameron, I still can't get over Cameron giving that guy who, for all we know, was sober, alcohol. Like, that just is unforgivable to me. I told you people are going to start to know. The thing is, people will probably assume that even if they weren't sleeping together. So if you walk out of his office fixing your skirt, people are definitely going to assume it. You know what I mean? Yes, Freddie, stick up for your wife. And I'm not even a Valerie fan, but that is just so messed up, you know? Yes, yes, my man. That is exactly what I've been saying. Literally rolled up in one sentence. Like he just perpetuates. He's like, I want to get in this place, and he perpetuates it and doesn't do anything to change it. And in fact, probably is the worst of it because he's like, hey, I did so much to get here. I'm not getting rid of my spot so easy. Sir, how in the world is it Rupert's fault? Come on. Yeah, thank you. Like this man just, this man could walk into a glass door and be like, Rupert's fault. I don't know, like, on one hand, I don't know her where she's coming from this, if she's like genuinely trying to help her out, or if she's like trying to use this to ingratiate herself more in this situation. But I'm all for exposing that man. So like I am on her side and telling her this, even if her intentions aren't good. And I think Monica probably has, I think she's had some suspicions about it, so I don't think this is completely surprising. But I'm wondering if it's one of those things of like, it hurts, right, that you're cheating, but it's like it hurts even worse when like now other people know about it. Like be discreet about it at least, because I feel like that's kind of what like that like noble, like high class can be like about like they're not better than anyone else. They're still cheating, they're still gambling, they're still doing all that stuff. It's just that like you want to be discreet about it, or else that's when it's a problem, when you can't ignore it and like other people start to know about it. So I kind of think maybe that's where she's gonna start to come from, of like, I expected you to cheat, but like I also expect you, for the dignity of our family, to keep it discreet. Oh, he got a present for Gertrude. Gertrude and Rupert are kind of like Anthony and Newton in a way. I love when it's like they've got these like women who love their dogs, and the dog is just like, I see your number, and like you have to really work to make the dog love you. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. It's like he asked Gertrude to be his Valentine. The card's adorable. I never connected it too, but it is very interesting that like he has a lot of dogs and like loves his dogs, and then she's like so attached to Gertrude. I just feel like there's a good connection. Like a lot of the fanfics I read is like about like him having to like unlearn being like the suave, like Casanova, whatever that he has been, and like all those tricks, because they don't work on Taggy. Like she just wants authentic. She doesn't want fancy bracelets. Like she likes them, but she doesn't want fancy bracelets and all this stuff. She wants like authentic, true stuff. So like him getting like a gift for Gertrude is like honestly just like one. I think that's him thinking of like, I'd like that for my dogs, you know. And it's just him like unlearning all that stuff and being able to go back to maybe who he was before he had to make this persona, this shelter to protect himself, you know? Oh my gosh. I was gonna say he's treating her like a child, and he did say now grow up. It's like, I think it's fair for her to be like, hey, I like this guy, even if it's as a friend, can you not go after him completely and ruin his life? Because whatever he's got is like definitely life ruining. Does anyone know what would be comparable to like this nowadays? I'm just trying to get like what level he would be at. Like, is it like getting like Michael Phelps? You know what I mean? I also know nothing about sports, so it's not helpful. But just to like have the fangirls and like so many people watching, I'm wondering like what is the modern day equivalent, just so I can get that. You know, I don't really think they're gonna care about the affairs, because I think most people want to sleep with him. So they're like, you know what? If it means I got a shot with sleeping with him, I don't care. Taggy, how'd she get there? Oh, interesting. I don't think he's gonna do it. I don't know. I don't think he'll walk away. No, I think he has too much pride, even though Taggy's right. Well, yeah, please. Oh my gosh, he's really taking control for this. I like it. Make him look like an asshole if he, like, does something, you know? Oh no, what is it? Oh, he's like, what? He's like psychoanalyzing him right now, and I love that. Because they are similar. Everyone's right. Taggy will never talk to you again. I'll tell you that if he does this. Exactly. That's what makes them both better than Tony, is there's a line for them. Okay, whoa. I feel like the interesting thing about this too is like they definitely like what they said is like what caused this, but I feel like Taggy is the catalyst on both sides. Because like she's the one that warned Rupert, so he's more on guard and knew to switch this up. And then she's probably also in Declan's ear a little bit, you know, when he is like, she's not going to talk to me if I do this. Well, well, she likes that. She's, I can't with her. Please just get her as far away from me as you can. Wow. This definitely shows his true colors. And this is what I mean. This is what he looks like, Declan looked like when Taggy was like, please don't do this. Like, he was like, it's happening, get over it. Like, he was like a monster. And this is not what you want to turn into. This guy that's sniveling and growling. Imagine, he's like, I much prefer dogs to people, except for your daughter. He's like, you know what? I wasn't gonna pull this out, but I bet he's gonna say he's giving it all up. I knew it. It's literally because I just watched, I said I didn't like sports, but I did just watch this sports documentary that was all about like athletes, like what they do after. And I was like, you train and train and train for this. And then best case scenario, you win a gold medal. You're the best in the world, right? But that's not, you can't keep that up. Like, you have to retire at a certain point, or there's gonna be someone better than you that comes up and you start falling down the ranks, and then you've got to retire, and then it's like you've trained, I mean, these athletes, they've trained all their lives pretty much since they were children for this, and then it's like by the time they're like 30, 40, it's like, it's over. You gotta go find something else to do with your life, you know? And like how like mentally challenging that is, just to, this thing that's been your whole life, you can't do it anymore because you're not in your prime, you're not as good at it. But then what do you do now, you know? It's like you've been raised and trained for one thing and you were the best at it and now you're not anymore. And just like how, again, mentally tough that is to deal with. Aw, she's gonna be so happy. That's so great. I feel like maybe he doesn't even realize it because, again, everyone takes her for granted, but like she loves him so much and is so proud of him. Like, we saw her react to like that show and everything, and how she's just so immensely proud and everything, and how like even Maud's like, he gets nervous when I'm there, whatever, so I can't watch it. And she's like, no, I think that's so wonderful that like he cares about your opinion the most. Like, she just loves her dad so much. So I'm grateful that like he didn't blow that relationship up, because I don't think he knows just how important it is. You know, I think it's one of those things that like he loves her, but I think he can take it for granted sometimes. So when she starts like pushing her own boundaries, I hope that he can respect that. He's not subtle at all, too, for someone who I feel like subtlety is his forte. Like, he's not subtle at all. He's like a boy with a crush. What? Declan. Dude, just when we were on good terms. If this is what this is why he pulls back, I knew something was going to happen. Because now he's like, he's my friend. I can't disrespect him. And he's probably thinking this in his head, right, too? That he's like, oh, like, it'll never work, you know, like I'm not good enough for her, and now it's just like solidified. Sir, I hope he doesn't believe that. He's a good liar, but I hope he doesn't believe that. I think it's a, what do you call it? Not a mistress. What do you call it? What's the word? Why can't I think of it? When you have a kid that you didn't know about. What is that word? Why can't I think of it? Oh my gosh, when I'm editing it, it's gonna come to me and I'm gonna be like, duh. But yeah, I think that's what it is. Because I do think I remember reading something about, like, because I was trying to see if him and Taggy end up together in the books before I decided reading the books. And then I think they mentioned something about, like, a secret kid that he didn't know about. So I think that's what it is. Because that's the only thing that I feel like would be really bad that would, like, truly get him, is, like, if he didn't even know about the kid, you know? Well, I mean, thanks to her, pretty much. He's leaving, dude. Like, why is now your time to be a moral, upstanding guy? I feel like it's also kind of rude, though, right? Because it's like, she's 20 years old. Like, yeah, that's young, but she can make her own decisions. And if you like her and she likes you, you can dance with her, okay? Like, that always kind of offends me when it's like, your brother or your dad told me to stay away. And it's like, okay, I'm my own person. Like, until there's a reason for them to tell you to stay away, like, let's not take away her autonomy in this. Please tell me she's not there alone with him. Like, he is not in a good space right now. And I don't want her alone with him. What, like, secret society thing is this? He is truly the kind of person no one should ever aspire to be. Like, someone that just can't see the forest through the trees. Of, like, he just wanted to get Rupert so bad that he doesn't even care that, like, they made good TV. Like, it was a good interview. It's gonna help them in the long run. Like, he just can't. He can't get over this, like, thing here. And I know the show is called Rivals, but I also feel like Rupert does not give up two hoots about Tony, right? Like, he's like, stay away from me, and that's it, you know? Like, I feel like, yeah, sometimes he, like, needles him and stuff like that, like, showing up late at his party, but I feel like he would never be, like, breaking stuff to the point of, like, oh my gosh, I'm so angry because of Tony. Like, no. Oh, I'm glad he's burning this, because, like, if Tony finds this out, and I feel like I know Tony's gonna try and find this out, like, that's icky. So I do kind of agree he shouldn't have done that. To me, that's icky. Like, if he didn't know he had a child, like, one, that's icky to the child, and two, that's icky to Rupert. That should be a private thing. And the mom. She said that on purpose, because she knows he hates Rupert, but she's mad at him. So she said that so on purpose, and I love her for it. Oh dear, that's a terrifying image with the fire burning in his eyes. Oh my gosh, his pupils literally look like they're on fire. That's horrifying. Yeah, I feel like this is the real turning point for the season. I mean, it's halfway through, so it makes sense. But I just feel like this is like, I feel like they've been dropping little, like, breadcrumb hints that Tony is not, like, this good guy that he's been made out to be from the beginning. But now this is, like, the full 180 turn of, like, no, this guy is, like, a very thinly bottled up. Like, it just takes a little bit to crack it, but, like, he is just a monster who's waiting to just, like, blow up at any moment. So I feel like it's actually, like, really horrifying to see what he'll do, not only to Rupert, but I think to Declan now, because I think we got, again, the hint of, like, Charles being like, you know, like, don't get on his bad side, don't show weakness to him because he'll pounce, and I think Declan was kind of like, eh? Like, the guy's been great to me, you know? But I feel like now he's gonna see that side that everyone is talking about and is, like, maybe, like, the worst kept secret, you know? Because it's like, when you're that angry, you can't hide it. Like, people around you might help you hide it, but it's not gonna be, like, an unknown secret if you're, like, blowing up like that, yelling and stuff like that in front of everyone. So I just worry for, like, what the retaliation is gonna be. So maybe it also is a good thing that, like, Taggy and Rupert seem to be taking, like, he's stepping back from her at least. And I think I said this originally back in, like, episode 1 or 2, but I do think, like, the one thing that Tony could go after that would get Rupert, like, in a blackmail situation or something of, like, you know, like, I hurt her unless you do something. I think Taggy's the one, like, the one thing that could really, like, get him to, like, fall in line or, like, have to do something that he doesn't want to. But it also brings up something interesting now that Declan and Rupert are friends, that if Tony did go after Taggy, they're even more of a united front on that of, like, they're gonna both protect her. So I can see it going a lot of ways, but I think it's gonna be very, like, I felt so, like, redeemed when, like, Freddie walked in on him making fun of them, because I was just like, yeah, like, finally, like, someone that he's trying to wine and dine has seen him for who he really is. But I also feel like now we're going to get, like, this 180 of, like, this is the rock bottom, and what he thought was going to happen didn't, but now he's going to regroup and come back stronger than ever. Because public opinion, he looks great, right? It was a really, really good episode. I really do like this show, and it's not my usual cup of tea to be British, but I really, really like it, and I hope it gets picked up for a season 2 soon, even though everyone's saying, like, if it does, we won't be getting that for, like, at least 2 years, which is so annoying, but I do think I'm going to check out the books in the meantime, so we'll see. But yeah, if you have seen this episode, let me know what you thought about it down below in the comments. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!